Who are you and what do you do?
My name's Stephen Thompson. My job is called Development Manager, which sounds very clever, but it's not really. All that means is that I work with lots of really imaginative, clever people who have lots of ideas about how to improve the lives of people with a disability. And my job is to work with those people to make those ideas work.
How can Young Service help me with other people?
Right, well, one of the things I think young people might be interested in is some of the projects I'm involved with are around supporting people in their friendships and relationships. Often people tell us that they can be very lonely and very isolated. There are lots of reasons for that. It can be hard for people to travel. A lot of people live in flats by themselves with their one or two friends, but it's very difficult for them to get out without a lot of support. And sometimes people with disabilities tell us that sometimes places like the town centre on a Saturday night can be quite intimidating. So I've worked with some really good staff who've set up, and it's not me, they've set up something called the Sunderland Friendship Network. And what that aims to do is to identify people who are at risk of loneliness and isolation, basically collect all their names and run social events for them. So some of the things we might do is we might do occasional one-off bigger events where we invite everybody and they can have a good time. But the real thing we try and do is get small groups of people who have similar interests. So to use an easy example, we might get a small group who like going bowling. And then we would support them for say 8 or 9 weeks, once a week to go bowling. And hopefully they would make real friendships within that group and they could carry on doing stuff together afterwards. So that's one type of thing we do. Another type of thing that I'm involved with is I work with people in the community to make, I guess, the city of Sunderland more welcoming for young people. For instance, I'm working with some people who are working with a nightclub about how we can really make that nightclub inviting for young people with disabilities so that they can go, feel safe, feel this is a really fantastic nightclub and a really good night out, and non-disabled people can come in as long as they treat people with respect, so that everybody has a good time and everybody's safe and everybody enjoys it. So very much about working with the community and making that society much more welcoming of young people.
At what age service will I leave when I go?
A lot of the stuff that I'm involved with actually isn't a service. And what I mean by that is a service is often seen as something that a social worker would say that you can take part in. We're much more flexible and we say you can come and be part of us if you want to. So we would run stuff for adults and young people, so from the age of 18. And it's really up to you when you leave. If you get something out of what we do, that's great. If you want to move and do things in the community with your own friends, that's fantastic. We don't have a kind of leaving policy. It's really up to you to make those decisions.